All right, guys, thank you for tuning in. This is the gear part of the growth video series. Obviously, we're not going to talk about me, what I'm doing with my gear, because we all know I'm natural. I don't condone any drug use. And I also don't recommend you to use drugs. So don't do drugs, it's dangerous, stay natural. We're going to talk about a friend of mine. His name is Onram. He's also a pro bodybuilder, and he has been kind enough to share his approach to gear and nutrition with me, so I can give that information to you on his behalf. And he wants to stay anonymous. That's why he's wearing the mask. But little hint, the red hair might indicate that he's from Great Britain, right? So there's a lot of gingers over there. He's 25 years old. He's 5'11" tall, or 180 centimeters. His weight is 260 or 118 kilos. Like I said, also a pro bodybuilder. Has been training for 10 years now. His goal in this off season, in this growth phase, is 130 kilos, so a 12 kilo gain. Obviously with minimal body fat accumulation while doing that. And no, that's basically it. Another thing, he's very lean. He just comes off a diet. So that's very important. One more thing, he just got his blood work done. His labs are perfect, like almost too good to be true. For example, his creatinine is 0.7, his GFR is 150, his hemoglobin A1C level is tremendous. Morning blood sugar, he wakes up at about a 67. So, perfect conditions for a good, productive off-season. Over here is his daily training regimen and meal plan lined out for you. And according to this, he has set up his gear intake. He's very heavy, he trains hard, he trains a lot, like me, twice a day. Sometimes we train together, actually. He's a very good friend of mine. And we talk on a daily. So he will start his course. He likes to say course because it has a destination. He doesn't call it cycle because he's not going in a circle and going back to the start. He's going somewhere, so it's called a course. Cheers to Broderick Chavez out there. His daily injection protocol right now are only two steroids he's using. Why? Because those are his favorite. He gets the least unwanted effects from them, and he gets the most benefit towards anabolism and a little bit of androgen activity, but not too much, okay? Oh, by the way, also his blood pressure is perfect. His last time he measured it in the morning, it was 115/55, so almost too low. Daily injection protocol, that's what he starts with. 250 milligrams of test and enthate, along with 200 milligrams of primobolan. He does not need an AI with that, and he probably also won't need an AI with that, because the primo takes care of the aromatase from the test, and an AI is just not needed at that point. You don't want to crush, or he doesn't want to crush his estrogen into the toilet, because that's also not beneficial for growth. I hope this mic is working. Yeah, it's working. So why daily injections? Because it gets, let me put this graph in here. Let me put this graph in here for very quick. So it has the least ups and downs in peak concentrations in the blood. So he also does get the least unwanted effects as far as acne and hair falling out and all that bullshit is concerned that some of you have to deal with. So daily injections is always the best. Not completely needed, but it's the best. And like I said, he's only using those two drugs in the beginning. Later on, during this 12-week or probably 12-week long course, he might add other drugs, but I will let you know as soon as he does, so you're always up to speed with his progress and his drug intake. GH, he starts out his course with 4 times 2.5 IU injections, and those are spread out over the day. He takes 2.5 IUs in the morning immediately when he wakes up, before he does his morning cardio. Then he does 2.5 IUs after his training, his first training session. Then another 2.5 IUs before his training session, and the last 2.5 IUs with after the second training session. Right. So insulin, he will incorporate insulin with this meal plan because first of all, it's great synergism with the steroids, obviously, and he just has from experience such a fast metabolism. He needs the insulin to hammer in the nutrients into his muscles, otherwise it just won't stick. He has tried for the past 10 years all different approaches with insulin, without insulin, and he just notices that without insulin at this point in his development, simply nothing is happening. So, what kind of insulin is he using and what are the amounts? He will start out with a low dose of insulin because the steroids he's taken, and you know what, this has no scientific background, this is just his logic and his experience. Considering the fact that he's taken both enanthates, it takes about 3 weeks for those two drugs to reach peak blood levels. Let me put the graph in here again. See that? After about 21 or 22 days, both of those drugs have reached peak blood levels. So it doesn't make sense, in his opinion, to go nuts right off the rip with the insulin dosage. So because those two drugs, those two steroids, titrate themselves up. So he takes care of titrating up the insulin by himself according to the titration of those two steroids. So he slowly but surely increases the insulin until he reaches his maximum dose after about 3 weeks, 4 weeks, depending on how much he needs. Also depending on how much progress he makes. He doesn't determine his insulin intake by his carbohydrate intake or by his steroid intake. He takes it according to his meal plan, to his needs, and to his progress he's making. So He will start out insulin only fast acting, like a Humalog or Novolog, something like that, with the pre-workout drink. And that is 5 IUs before both training sessions. He won't take any more than that. No post-workout insulin, and also no Lantus or slow-acting insulin at this point. So he will start out his insulin at 5 IUs twice a day, each shot intramuscular right before training with his pre-workout drink. That's all. If he does a change, if he's going to make a change, I will let you know. If he tells me, I don't know how much he wants to share with me. But if he makes a change, I will let you know, if I know about it. And like I said, no Lantus at this point. Maybe a little later down the road when he notices, when he has the fast-acting insulin maxed out. He has maxed out before at 4 times 25 units of insulin. That was 25 before training, 25 immediately after training, and 25 before his second training, and 25 immediately after his training session. Intravenous, notice that. And at that point, he added in an extra 100 units of Lantus to make sure all those carbohydrates were shuttled. But at that point, he was also eating up to 1,500 carbs every day. And yeah, not many athletes or competitors out there are able to do that or have to do that. So keep in mind, this is a very unique individual over here. So again, those are the steroids, daily injections. Like I said, only the 2 most beneficial steroids with the least unwanted effects, just straight strength, anabolism, no AIs, 4 times 2.5 IUs of GH. That might go up also. He has gone up to, that is a total of 10 IUs. He has gone up to 20 IUs per day. Insulin, depending on his carbohydrate intake and depending on his steroid blood levels and depending on his progress. And then the course length right now is planned to be 12 weeks, but it might be extended a little bit depending on body fat accrual and what shows he's going to pick for this year. Yeah, that's pretty much what my man OnRam here starts with. Follow along. Like I said, if he makes changes, I will let you know. For now, if you have questions, put them in the comments down below. I'm gonna ask him to answer them for you, or give me the answers, and I will tell you what he's doing, what his opinion about that is. And again, let me repeat that. This has no scientific background. This is just from his experience and from his own knowledge that he has gathered over the years. So don't take this as gospel. Don't take this as the truth. And most importantly, do not try this at home. This is just for entertainment purposes. Please do not try this at home. This is just for entertainment and information purposes. Thanks for tuning in. See you in the next video. And also, make sure you watch the nutrition and the training videos and the training blueprints, so you know how to do the 2 most important factors of bodybuilding: training and nutrition. Thank you. OnRam thanks you for watching this video. See you on the next one.